Reality for most teams is that the time is now.
Is it time for the Las Vegas Raiders to officially bench quarterback Geno Smith?
How about we take a look around the league and pick out one thing that every NFL team needs to do to save their 2025 season. Arizona Cardinals fix third down. The Cards are stuck in fourth place in the NFC West, and their inability to convert on third downs and sustain drives has been a big reason as to why. If they can't find a way to scheme it, Arizona would be wise to look to the trade market or find a playmaker that can get them over the hump and back into contention. Atlanta Falcons add a cornerback. Atlanta did a good job this offseason bolstering its pass rush through the draft, bringing in Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. While the two young bucks up front continue to round into form, the team would be wise to invest in its secondary, as there have been some continued issues getting consistent performance at corner outside of A.J. Terrell. Baltimore Ravens offensive line support. If Baltimore wants to hang with teams like Kansas City or Buffalo in January, they have got to find a way to stretch the field again. And whether it's Lamar Jackson or Cooper Rush under center, the issue is that they've just not had any time to get the ball downfield. Buffalo Bills stabilize that secondary. For the first time in years, the Buffalo secondary doesn't feel safe. Literally. The post-Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer era was always going to be a challenge, but it has been way rougher than expected. Carolina Panthers improve the pass rush. Carolina has had an up-and-down start to the 2025 season. If they want to make any noise in the NFC South, they'll need to find a way to improve their pass rush. Either another aggressive linebacker or edge rusher would make a big difference here. Chicago Bears bolster run defense. If you're giving up yards like it's a drive-through, you don't get to control a single script. Chicago's interior has been way too easy to move off the ball, which turns every second down into manageable and every play action into a panic. Cincinnati Bengals stabilize the offense. The Bengals season changed the second Joe Burrow went down, and the offense has been stuck in survival mode ever since. The move to get Joe Flacco was probably a week or two too late, but now that they have him, it is pivotal that the team capitalizes. With Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you still have knockout power. It's now up to the coaching staff to make sure that they keep Flacco upright, protected, and have the time to take shots down the field. Cleveland Browns find an offensive identity. It looks like this is Dylan Gabriel's team to lose, and if he and Kevin Stefanski can find a way to get to 20 to 15 points with regularity, well, Cleveland will regularly find itself in games. Dallas Cowboys improve the secondary. The corners have been in and out, which only puts more stress on the last line of defense, and unfortunately, the safety room has not answered the bell. Too often, routine digs become explosive plays. Dallas needs a center fielder who can actually communicate coverage rotations and tackles without any drama. Denver Broncos depth at linebacker. Denver has gotten off to a nice start this year with the Chiefs struggling, and they finally have a real chance at winning the AFC West. They've been unfortunate to finish on the right side of a few nail-biters, but if they can shore up the second level of its defense, well, the Broncos can stop living on the razor's edge every fourth quarter. Detroit Lions add a defensive tackle. Dan Campbell's offense is a hummin'. Defensively, the edge is money with Aiden Hutchinson terrorizing tackles, but that interior rotation has been stretched thin by injuries, and that's where January games are won. Detroit is going to need another interior body who can survive double teams on first down and still push a pocket on third. Green Bay Packers shore up offensive line. Matt LaFleur's offense looks elegant when it's on schedule, but the offensive line has struggled to consistently protect Jordan Love and open up running lanes for Josh Jacobs, who hasn't even eclipsed 100 yards yet this season. Houston Texans protect C.J. Stroud. It's kind of wild how quickly C.J. Stroud has turned Houston into a real contender. But as the hits pile up, so do the concerns. I get that the offensive line's been banged up, but Stroud's finally starting to regain form, and they cannot afford to have him take way too many unnecessary shots. Indianapolis Colts keep Daniel Jones confident. No one could have predicted this start to the season for Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. They entered the season as a punchline, but have come out the gates blazing. It is critical that they keep Jones in this flow and avoid any regression. Jacksonville Jaguars, more pressure up front. The Jaguars' defense still lacks a true anchor in the middle. When you're giving up chunk runs and can't collapse the pocket from the inside, it makes life easy for opposing offenses. Kansas Kansas City Chiefs offensive playmaking. As bad as it has felt for the Chiefs and their fan base to start this season, it's kinda all relative. They still have a great chance to get the train back on the tracks. Andy Reid's squad doesn't need a total overhaul. They just need one or two playmakers to step up offensively to help take the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes so he can better play Superman every game. Las Vegas Raiders bench Geno Smith. Geno Smith has been a bit of a failed experiment in the Sin City. The Raiders brought him in hoping for veteran stability, but instead, they've gotten nothing but stalled drives and oh so many turnovers. The offensive line and play calling have not helped, but come on, at some point, you gotta shake things up. Los Angeles Rams, reinforcements on the offensive line. With Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt both battling injuries, pressure up the middle has been constant, and it's starting to take a toll on Justin Herbert in the offense. Whether that's a midseason signing or shifting personnel, the Chargers need to clean it up before the offense loses its confidence again like it has in years past. Los Angeles Rams, add a veteran to the secondary. The team does not need a shutdown corner, just a veteran who knows how to hold his own and keep things steady. The offense has been good enough to win games, but the defense cannot afford to give up big plays late. Miami Dolphins blow it up. Following the Tyreek Hill injury, it looks like it's a wrap on this rendition of the Miami Dolphins.
I think it starts with the leadership. We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. There's a lot that goes into that.
It would be wise to pull the plug on Mike McDaniels and turn their focus to next year's draft. Minnesota Vikings, linebacker depth. Brian Flores' front is cooking, but the second level is a major question mark right now. The Vikings defense has done a good job to steady the waters, but help at linebacker would go a long way here. New England Patriots, add depth at corner. New England has been a pleasant surprise so far in 2025, but with Christian Gonzalez's health remaining a fluid situation and Carlton Davis struggling to live up to the contract, they should maybe look to add more depth to their secondary as they try to make a run at the playoffs. New Orleans Saints, fix the secondary. While the playoffs feel like a long shot for New Orleans, they have been more competitive than most had expected coming into the year. That said, trading Marshawn Lattimore and losing Paulson Adebo in free agency have left massive holes at corner. New York Giants, acquire a legit wide receiver. The Jackson Dart Cam Scattaboo youth movement has been a revelation in New York. But the Malik Neighbors injury was a bit of a gut punch. There's no way around it. They've done well to steady the ship, but without him, that offense is at risk of falling flat and becoming predictable. New York Jets, tank. It is over. Look, we gotta call a spade here. This season is cooked. The Jets offense is broken beyond repair. That quarterback situation is a complete mess, and the defense, well, it's just looked terrible. Look, just embrace the tank here. Get the young players some reps, protect your stars, and start positioning for the draft. Philadelphia Eagles, get A.J. Brown back on board. Something has felt really off in Philly, and as per usual, it starts with A.J. Brown. The frustration's been visible. The sideline talks have been loud, and the production just isn't what it used to be. When A.J. isn't fully locked in, that whole passing attack just loses its rhythm. Pittsburgh Steelers, add a weapon for Rodgers. One more dependable wide receiver would completely open things up for the Pittsburgh offense. A possession guy who can move the chains and take pressure off of DK Metcalf downfield would be a huge difference maker. San Francisco 49ers, reinforce the pass rush. The Niners have battled through more injuries than anyone, and they've still found ways to stay competitive. But the pass rush has clearly taken a hit without Nick Bosa. Through the first few weeks, San Francisco was pressuring quarterbacks on nearly a third of dropbacks. Since Bosa went down, it is down to barely over 20%. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it come playoff time. Seattle Seahawks, improve offensive line play. Sam Darnold has really stepped up during his first season in the Pacific Northwest, and is currently building a great connection with Jackson Smith and Jigba, but he needs time, especially if they're gonna run the play action passes that they like. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just get healthy. Yeah, the formula really isn't that complicated here. Get healthy and stay that way. Tennessee Titans, acquire draft assets. Getting their first win may have lifted spirits in Nashville, but it does not change the big picture. The Titans are still rebuilding. Washington Commanders, protect Jaden Daniels. This team is only built to go as far as Jaden Daniels can take them, and unfortunately, he can't take them anywhere if he's sidelined sidelined by injuries. Washington needs to get their franchise quarterback back in the lineup and keep him there if they want to try and improve upon their impressive run in 2024. But hey, what do you think your favorite team needs to do in order to save their season? Who do you think we're right on here? Who do you think we're wrong about? Was there anything notable that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.